Good morning guys, and welcome back to Alan's Allotment. It's the 17th of July, Saturday 2021. What I'm just showing you here is an apple tree I've just been and bought. I had a walk around the garden centre before we came to the allotment this morning, and this caught my eye. So this is a Worcester pearmain apple tree, and it's already in fruit. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It's got about 12 apples on it, guys. I'm not sure how well you can see this. It's a Worcester pearmain on MM106. It's a 2-year-old tree. And what intrigued me about this, if you can see this label, I'm not sure. If you can't, basically what it says is, it's a reliable crop of delicious orange-red fruit, firm juicy flesh, is very sweet with a strong strawberry flavour. And that is what attracted me to this particular tree. It's in a pot. We can keep it in the pot, but I believe with the winters we get up here, we're going to need to stake this, guys. So I'll probably drive a stake down one side of the pot, the furthest away, right down the edge of the bucket and into the ground to secure this for winter, because we do get some really bad winters up here. But I just thought I'd give you a quick look at that. It really caught my eye, and it was only 30 quid and already in fruit. So we'll let you know how that tastes at the end of next year, guys. Or the end of this year even. Right, as you can see, we've got a jungle again. Absolute nightmare this. It's about 28 degrees at the moment, I would think. It certainly feels like it if it isn't. It's certainly in that region. But I'm going to have to brave it and get out here and cut this grass, guys. It's just ridiculous. It's grown ridiculously fast. So, if I get nothing else done today, guys, I'm going to get this grass cut. Good morning, guys. Welcome back to Alan's Allotment. Thanks to all the new subscribers, and thanks to all my followers. As always, I really appreciate you guys following me along and taking the time to watch my videos. I've done an analytics yesterday, and it turns out that there was 2,700 views of some of the videos, but yet only 22% of those who watched actually subscribed. Maybe it's not their cup of tea, but if you do watch my videos regular, guys, I would please request that you would at least subscribe. It doesn't cost anything at all to subscribe to my channel. Select the bell icon and then the all, and that will alert you every time I put up a new video. You have to allow those notifications on your YouTube account, guys. So just in case you went away and you weren't getting the notifications. Right, you see the apple tree I just bought. Let's just give you a bit of an update of what we've been doing this week. Through the evenings I've been coming up, watering the plants profusely, because they've required. I've had to do it all by hand because I still haven't got the submersible pump set up yet to use that brand new hose pipe that we installed a few weeks ago. Again, it's all time and lack of energy, but we are going to get that sorted out, guys. So I've been coming up through the week and watering all the plants and the trees in the greenhouse. The lemon tree is now starting to come back into flower, which is good news. They all dropped off the last time round because I wasn't watering correctly, so I've been doing extensive research on the citrus, and we're hopefully going to get this right going forward, guys. Going forward, I will be setting up a drip system for the trees by capillary action or via an irrigation, drip irrigation, fed from a big container with inside that polytunnel tree house. So I've also decided where I was going to put a bench right down one side on there, I'm not. I'm going to have both sides for trees, and just the back section will have benches on and shelving for starting seeds early in the year. I'm also going to put 2 extra windows in that polytunnel because there isn't enough crosswind. The trees are surviving, but they're telling me that the environment's not right. And I know that if I stand in there for any length of time, even with the door wide open and the window at the back's constantly open, if the winds are coming from the east or the west, we just don't get any airflow in there, and it becomes absolutely stifling. Now the orange and the lemon tree will actually like that, and the peaches to a degree, but they don't like it quite as much. They have more intense foliage, and that tends to burn and dry out the foliage. So we've been watering those significantly. Last week I said I got 6 citrus trees. I hadn't got 6 citrus trees. There were 2 cherry, 2 apple and 2 pear on dwarf stock, which is what we planted. That's what they were. They weren't citrus trees. And I've decided that I'm going to claim another one of those beds in the growing area where we had the potatoes, and I'm going to make that into a tree bed. And needless to say, you've probably guessed it already, I've ordered myself some more trees. That one there we've been in both local, and I've ordered 2 red bonfire peach trees, 2 lime trees. You're usually predominantly for the leaf in cuisine and cooking, but the mature trees can produce mini limes as well, small limes as well, which are edible. I have a pomegranate tree which I'm also going to put outside. It's in a pot at the moment. It's doing really, really well and starting to put pomegranates on, but of course they're only like that. It's a kettle this ball, guys. So that pomegranate tree will, I know they can grow really largely, so I might containerize it and just put in one of those 30-litre buckets but leave it outside. And it will get to a nice bushy size, potentially with edible fruit at one time, in the next 2 or 3 years, but not be too big and manageable. Don't know whether you guys know about this, but I downloaded an app called Google Lens, and it's absolutely fantastic. It really is. And if any of you guys are out there and you can't remember what they call a specific plant, or you found it in your allotment and you don't know what it is, basically what you do is you install the app. I've actually purchased the app. It's only £20 for the year. That's a good price, especially when I tell you what it does. And then basically you just go into the app, you press a button, get a photograph of the leaf of your plant, take a snapshot, it goes straight to the cloud, analyses it and comes back and tells you exactly what the plant is, which is fantastic. Then you can save it into your little book in your My Garden in the app, so that you can go back and cross-reference. Not only does it tell you what it is, it tells you how to look after it, what the common pest problems are, nutritional needs, etc. And it's endless. It's really, really fantastic, guys. If you haven't heard of this, Google Lens they call it, and it's available on, I believe, on Android and iPhone. I know it's on Android because I've got it on Android. More importantly, if you have any plants that are not looking quite right, you take a photograph of the plant that's suffering, and what it does is it tells you what the problem is, or gives you the most likely cause of what the disease or problem is with that plant, and remedies. Check it out, guys. Google Lens. I actually heard about this on a YouTube video I was watching, so the credit goes to the YouTube. I can't remember the name of the channel, but I will put it somewhere down here or up in the top corner here, guys. Excuse me, where I found this. But all I can tell you is, for 20 quid a year, it's worth every single penny. You can do it on a monthly as well, which is about £2.49. It works out slightly dearer if you do it on the monthly. I just paid it for the year, £20. It's worth every single penny, the wealth of information. And instead of you going trolling the internet and looking for possibilities of what it might be and this, that and the other, it sort of identifies what the problem is and certainly narrows it down, or gives you several scenarios of what it's being caused by and the likely repairs. Sorry I've babbled on a little bit, but just getting back to what I said. So I'm going to put trees down both sides of the path inside the polytunnel. I probably am still going to keep them containerised, especially if I get the watering right. In the initial phase, if we have the same drastic results as next year, then they will go in the ground. Although I might put the peach trees direct into the ground because they are on dwarf stock and they're never going to get more than 6 feet tall. And especially if I'm managing them as well. The peach trees are a bit temperamental and I might just put them right in the ground. The orange and the lemon can potentially get quite tall. But we'll leave them in the containers to try and restrict them just for a little while, even though they are on a dwarfing stock. But they are actually doing quite well and they're putting out new foliage and everything as well, guys. So we've got 2 bonfire peach trees coming, which is a red leaf peach. Beautiful they look, absolutely beautiful. What they'll be like when they arrive, I don't know, but it's a reputable company, so we'll just find out. I've never used this company before, but I'll let you know what we receive. I've ordered 2 more apple trees as well, the cordon variety, already potted and grown on, just in case we have a disaster with these ones and they don't take. An apple and a pear, I think it was. And I'm sure I've ordered something else as well, guys, but you'll see when they arrive. I've babbled on for long enough. Go and have this cup of coffee and I'll catch you later. So just a little bit of an update with the young frill stencil as well that was ill last week. Basically we've been treating it with those metronidazole tablets, and half a tablet the first day, half a tablet the second day, and then quarter of a tablet Tuesday and Wednesday, quarter of a tablet Thursday. And then we stopped because the bird's now eating again, starting to put the weight back on again. It's even flying backwards and forwards across the floor. It's not perching properly yet, but it will. And we also took the youngsters off in this shed here as well. So every youngster is weaned off now. So we've got the double factor Andalusian, the white bar indigo, the indigo pied, which is its nestmate. They came off this white bar opal and indigo hen. They were floating into the race loft under the stencils. The white bar and the indigo reared the eggs off the stencils, and they both turned out to be frill stencil. Really nice youngsters. And then we turned out with an almond for Mark, and the other one, I kept saying it was a brown, then a recessive red, and then it's now looking like a very, very, very deep brown. I'm going to wait till it gets through the molt, because it's not exactly obvious. It could be a recessive red or it could be a brown. And although these are normally easy to tell, with this particular youngster, it looks like a mahogany brown more than a recessive red. But once it gets its first new feathers, we'll know exactly what it is then at that time. Also by breeding with it, we will know, because we'll be keeping it anyways, that one. So by using it for breeding, we will know whether it's a recessive red or whether it is a brown. Depending on its sex linkage as well, it should be a hen in theory if it's a brown. If it's a recessive red, it could be a cock because it's coming from the almond. So that's just a bit of an update with those youngsters. They're all weaned off now, guys. We'll give you a look at them maybe tomorrow. Right, guys, I'm not going to bore you to death today with cutting grass, because that's basically my only aim today. It's absolutely ridiculously hot out there for me. I'm absolutely melting now. So as you've seen from the footage there, we got the ride-on mower out to cut the grass to try and speed things up, and we've got all of that grass out here, plus right down that path, and you can see the length of that path. It's quite long, but basically the grass had grown over and was reaching into the little bit of a path that we do have to come up there in the car. So I've cut all of that back, the full length of that path. Not only does it benefit me and stops me scratching the car, but the people who walk up and down there as well will hopefully also benefit from it. And it may, just may, stop people dumping rubbish in there. However, up this far end, I found another fridge has been dumped and another stuffing out of old sofa or something like that. Yeah, you can't stop them, guys. Anyways, the main reason for cutting that was so I can get the car up and down without scratching it off the brambles and grass and everything that's reaching over there. So I've got 99.9% of the grass cut out here as well. So I am going to have to trim round in between the flags. I'm going to have to try and make an effort when it cools down and I get some time and energy to start digging those pavement flags down to the level, because it's difficult. I would just be able to go right over the top with the lawnmower if I could get those sort of flush. Yes, they were through down in a hurry, and yes, it was better than what I had at the time when it was all sludged up, but I really do need to get them sunk level, and it was always going to be another day, and it still is going to be another day. I don't think, it's that hot out there, I don't even think I'm going to be able to get out and get finished trimming even, because it's that hot. So I'm going to keep this video nice and short, guys. I've just remembered, it was the 2 bonfire peach trees, 2 limes, a cordon golden delicious and a cordon John Gold, and the other one was a peregrine peach tree, not bush. So that one can grow quite big. I have toyed with the idea of putting it outside and building a canopy over it to stop it getting peach leaf curl. However, it's more than likely is going to stay in the polytunnel. We'll see what we decide when we get round to that, guys. Stay tuned for that video when we do finally start getting in there and getting sorted out properly. For now, wherever you are in the world, please stay safe, be practical, keep yourselves out of harm's way. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again in the next video.